what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Friends, today's video is going to be a what's for dinner video. I'm going to show you guys several meals we've eaten lately. I wanted to go ahead and give a preface to this and say, if you have never watched my videos before or you haven't watched in the last 6 to 8 weeks, I broke my back. I actually broke my back in 2 places, broke my tailbone, and I have a bulging disc on top of having a torn tendon in my foot. And so it's safe to say that I am very limited in the things that I do, and I have really been struggling. I sit on my walker a lot because it has a seat in the kitchen, and I can do things like that. But again, just even being up and down and things is really painful, and I don't start my treatment till next week. And so, well, by the time you see this, I'll have started my treatment. But I'm just in a lot of pain, so I've been trying to make meals that I can throw together quickly in a sheet pan or in a skillet, or things I can cook in the crock pot or instant pot, or the kids are cooking, because it's just, right now we're kind of just making life work. So having said that, let's jump into it and I'll show you guys the meals that we have to show you guys today. Hi, good afternoon. We just finished school a little bit ago. We did trees, leaves, plants, and seeds. We did Africa, Amazing Africa, Amazing Animals Around the World. Who was Scooby-Doo?
What's the story of Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, what's the story of Scooby-Doo? That's it. Where is our solar system? We watched Dr. Pol. We watched a thing about the Salem witch trials. We did some color pages. The kids drew and diagrammed some stuff like compound leaves, and they did the phases of the moon. And then we did Swiss Family Robinson. So we're done for the day. I am up and in the kitchen. Mika's gonna do most of the work because I'm pretty useless, but we're making tacos. I feel useless. We're making tacos for dinner. I wiped down some counters, and I'm cooking some ground beef right now. It's about 2 pounds. She's gonna cut up lettuce, tomatoes. We got CJ to go get 2 jars of pinto beans from the cellar. So we're gonna make refried beans with those. And we're gonna get tacos going for dinner tonight. You wanna say hi, Maddie? Maddie wants to say hi. Go ahead.
Hi,
Who are you?
Maddie Elizabeth Tubbs.
Are you a big kid now? You're a whole 7? Yeah. So while Mika was cutting up lettuce and tomatoes for the tacos, I'm cooking up the ground beef. Miss Penny opened up the beans and she warmed those up, added a little bit of water to them to help mix them up, and used the immersion blender to turn them into refried beans. We ended up just adding them to the ground beef and adding some taco sauce to that, and then we got everything out and ready, and the kids can choose to have a taco, a tostada, or a burrito with whatever they want to have in it. For the next meal, we're doing Sheetpan fajitas. It's actually been a few days since we had the tacos. Bubba made Sheetpan fajitas at co-op in his cooking class, and he really wanted to make them at home because he was so proud, and I said, sure, why not? We had some bell peppers left from when I went shopping for our class, and so we're using up the leftover bell peppers, and then I had some red onions we're going to use, and we are going to do 1 pan with 3 chicken breasts sliced up and 2 bell peppers and 2 onions. And on the other pan, we're going to do 3 chicken breasts with a whole pack of sliced up mushrooms, because James does not like bell peppers and onions in his fajitas. He prefers mushrooms. So we're going to do 2 pans. Some of the kids will also eat them that way and eat the ones with peppers and onions as well. So it'll just give us a good variety. And we'll put these in the oven for about 15 minutes at, I think it's 375. I'll link a recipe. And then after 15 minutes, we give them a mix with a spatula, just kind of flip them around a little bit, and then put them back in for 5 more minutes. And then we put them under the broiler for 2 minutes, and they were ready to serve. I also put 2 cups of rice in my Instant Pot with a cup and a half of water and half a cup of salsa and a pack of the, I think it's Sazon seasoning that I put in there. And I put that on my rice setting and let it cook. I've never had rice like burn or stick in my Instant Pot before, but this time it did. And I did it exactly like I do it every time. So I'm not sure what happened, but part of it kind of stuck to the bottom. The kids and I still ate it. James doesn't usually eat rice unless we have enchiladas. So anyways, this is going to be our rice going in the Instant Pot. We have sour cream, Greek yogurt, lime, salsa, and pickled jalapenos. And then we also squeezed some lime over our fajitas when they finished cooking before starting to serve everybody's plates. For dinner tonight, we're doing bacon wrapped turkey breast. I get these at Walmart for about $10, $12. I get 2 every time they're in stock and stick them in the freezer because they just make an easy dinner that everybody enjoys. I put them in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes covered, and then uncover them for about 10-15 minutes until they reach temp and the bacon has a chance to kind of crisp up. To go with them, I did a mashed potato, and then I also made a chicken gravy, doing better than bouillon in water, bringing it to a boil, adding onion powder, black pepper, and a cornstarch slurry to thicken it. And then I also made up some smoked Gouda mac and cheese to go with it, and a veggie. Mika picked green beans, so I just made 2 cans of those really quickly to go with our dinner tonight. And I meant to show you guys the turkey before it got sliced up, but James went ahead and sliced it up and started putting meat on the kids' plates for me. So that's all I got to show you guys. I saw these apple butter pork tenderloins at Walmart, and I thought we should give them a try. So I've got 2 of those in my baking dish. I'm going to bake them for about 45 minutes or until they reach 145. I covered them up with the foil. I uncovered them at the end. And then while those were cooking, I sauteed some yellow onions in butter, pulled those out of the pan, added a little more butter, started cooking our pierogies, and then went ahead and added the onions back. I'm going to let these simmer until closer to dinner time, and then I'll turn them up and kind of let them get a little crispy on one side of the pierogi. And then I cooked some protein pasta, drained it, and then in my pan I added a little milk, some Velveeta cheese, some bacon bits, and some mozzarella cheese. And then I also added my pasta back to this, mixed it up, and made a protein mac and cheese. I could not decide on a veggie to go with dinner, so I just washed some carrot chips, and I washed and cut up some celery, and we're just going to have raw veggies on the side of dinner tonight. For this meal, the kids are making sourdough pizza in the bread machine. They are just going to put everything in here, let it do its job, and then when it's ready, they spread it out across a sheet pan and made a great big pizza for everybody and did half pepperoni and half cheese pizza. I will link the recipe in the description box below for the sourdough pizza dough. Here is the finished pizza, and then I showed Mika how to cut up kiwis, and we have some pineapple and grapes as well. For the next dinner, the kids are doing meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, and dinner rolls. So for the recipe for the dinner rolls, I will link it in the description box below, and they are just getting everything in the bread machine so that it can start, and then they will work on their meatloaf. So the spread machine dough recipe takes an hour and a half. Our meatloaf cooks in about an hour. So timing wise, they're just going to go ahead and get this going and then clean up the kitchen and start the meatloaf. For the meatloaf, we have about 4 pounds of ground beef altogether that Penny is putting into a bowl. Maddie is cracking 2 eggs to go inside of it. And then Mika added about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of our sourdough breadcrumbs and about a cup of salsa. And now the kids are just kind of taking turns mixing it up. And then Mika's going to shape it into a loaf and get it in the oven. And then the last 15 minutes, Penny's going to make up the sauce and pour it over our meatloaf. And before she does that, usually if there is any grease that came out of the meat while it cooked, we pour that over our dog's dog food. Now Mika is peeling potatoes and Penny is cutting them up to get them boiled for mashed potatoes. Penny is making our topping for our meatloaf right now. This is ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, onion powder, and brown sugar, and she's going to whisk it up and pour it over the meatloaf. The dinner rolls are ready to go in the oven, so Mika's shaping them and she's going to put them in the oven and they will cook for about 15 minutes. Maddie is helping me with gravy. I've got some better than bouillon beef flavor in some water. I'm going to add some onion powder and black pepper to this as well, and when she gets her cornstarch slurry mixed up, we'll pour that in here and thicken up our gravy. And I didn't film it, but right when they were shaping the meatloaf, Bubba put the corn on the cob in a pot of water to boil. And then while we were getting everything prepped and ready for dinner, I just heated up some ranch beans for James. And this is dinner tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these weekly What's for Dinner videos are helping you either in an encouragement to make something you've never made or something you haven't made in a while. And in this video in particular, I hope it encourages you, if you have children, to get your children in the kitchen because they're a lot more capable than people think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time with another new video. Bye.